Ladies and gentlemen, we got 8 signs that you do not have a strong talent strategy. How do you know when your strategy, which is still vague and fuzzy and not everybody understands what it looks like or how to use it, how do you know it's not working? Well, I'm going to give you 8 ways to tell it ain't working. First, it feels like every hire is a fire drill. Some of you clenched. Some of you shivered a little bit because it does feel like every new hire is brand new and it's urgent and it's necessary and it's on fire right now. If you have that, that means you don't have a talent strategy. It means you're going at it willy-nilly, ad hoc, every single time, and you're trying to figure out how to make it happen. Not a strategy. If this is happening to you, your strategy needs to be clear and strong and connected to what makes your company interesting and different. 2, cost per hire keeps going up, especially when you add in all your agency costs. I know a lot of you are cheating. I'm not going to name names here, but you may show that your cost per hire is flat or maybe even drifting down, but you may be ignoring total agency spend when it's distributed amongst the other teams. Well, if that's the case, your cost of hiring is rising, okay? If it keeps rising, it means you do not have a strong enough talent strategy. A strong enough talent strategy makes it clear how you're different. It makes you a monopoly on what you offer. And trust me, monopolies do not have cost per hire issues. Sign number 3 that you don't have a strong talent strategy, your 90-day attrition rate is ugly, painful, messy, heartbreaking, whatever you want to call it. You get people to show up. You can razzle them and dazzle them like nobody's business. You put their butt in the seat and then you're done, right? Well, go look behind you. Go talk to HR. See if those people stick around. Because if they don't, it means they were sold an experience, sold a job that didn't actually materialize. You said it was innovative. You said it was collaborative. You said that it was comfortable and I don't know, supportive. And what they got when they showed up was not that. And so what'd they do? Pew, gone. So if they're leaving, it's because your talent strategy isn't clear on what people should expect. Sign number 4, and this may be my favorite for all sorts of different reasons. It feels like you're always refreshing the brand. And I get when you don't know what else to do, refreshing the brand can be a lot of fun. Go come up with mood boards and come up with taglines and some visuals. It's a lot of fun. It's creative. It's like going back to kindergarten and playing in the arts and crafts bin. I get that. And if you aren't getting it right, it's because you're building a brand house on a strategic foundation of sand. And every time things move, your strategy isn't strong. So therefore the house falls apart. So you got to build it again. If you're always refreshing that brand, it never feels like it's doing its job. It's the talent strategy that's to blame. Sign number 5 that your talent strategy isn't strong. Tech stack sprawl. It sounds like a dance craze from the 1990s. It is not. It is just, hey, you keep buying more stuff and it's great. And the salesperson is thrilled to sell it to you and they tell you how great it's going to be. And if you looked and saw all your tech stacked up, you'd be like, wow, that is not so much a stack as it is a ziggurat, a Babylonian kind of tower where it's just barely holding together. And let's be fair, every time you have to make a change, the ripples across the entire tech stack are hard to discover, hard to anticipate, and it makes everything feel a little broken all the time. You buy tech to try and patch a solution together. Think of technology as the duct tape for the engine or the hull of the ship, or I don't know, take your metaphor however you want. Yeah, sometimes holes appear and technology is super helpful, but at some point it may feel like your boat is more duct tape than boat. And when that happens, it means you're just running around trying to solve things without thinking, what is the true problem I'm trying to attack? What am I trying to achieve? What is the way in which we're different and how do we use that difference to show off who we are? The companies with strong brands have surprisingly small tech stacks because they know who they are, they know what they're about, they know what they're offering, they know to whom they're offering it, and they don't feel the need to chase every job board, every tool set, every plugin there is out in the world. Sign number 6, managers are going rogue. Oh yes, they are. They've decided that, yeah, sure, they'll play your little game and go ahead and do the intake process, and they're gonna go ahead and let you post that job to the job boards, but don't worry, that phone call they're on is definitely not to an outside recruiter. No, it is not. I promise. Why? Why would you say that? They're going rogue. They're posting whatever they want. They're posting to their social networks without telling you and talking to you about what messages should be out there. They're just out on their own and you are left holding the bag. And the more managers who go rogue, Well, it's kind of like a flywheel. The more who go rogue, the more who go rogue. Everybody starts to distrust the team and the function, and suddenly nobody's doing the stuff. Nobody's helping you. Everybody's out doing it for themselves. That is a clear indication of a lack of strategy. Number 7, the seventh sign that you don't have a talent strategy. Forecasting is more bedtime story and fable than plan. Right? You don't know where the business is going and no one's giving you good information. Everybody's throwing darts against boards and saying, oh yeah, we're going to open in Topeka. It's going to be great. We need 400 people tomorrow. And then 3 weeks later, yeah, did we not tell you Topeka's not happening? We've decided to not grow at all. Right? It's just everything seems messy. No one seems to know what's going on. Everybody's running in 17 different directions. They're exhausted and not getting anywhere. That is a sign of a weak talent strategy. And finally, number 8, the sign that you do not have a strong talent strategy. Strategic initiatives going nowhere because you can't staff them up. Oh yes, this is the killer. This is the poison blow dart that's gonna murder your recruiting team. Your company, your CFO, your COO, your CEO, and everybody below them has plans, grand plans to make the company grow. And if they can't rely on you to bring in the people who do the stuff to make the things grow, guess what? You're gone. That is a weak talent strategy. A talent strategy is something you can communicate to leadership to help them understand this is where we're putting our bets. This is how we're presenting to the world, how we're standing apart so that the right people can find us. Without that, just like everybody else. And guess what? No one wants to work for just anybody. They want to, especially the great talent, they don't want to work for just anybody. They want to work for the place they know day one exactly what they're getting and how they're going to fit. So there's 8 signs that you do not have a strong talent strategy. Figure it out, fix it. It is completely within your control to fix it. It just takes a little settling down and focusing on what makes you different. How will you use that difference to leverage your advantage and make it work?